Hey guys, SnakeBit97 here. No, I'm just kidding. So today should be kind of a cool day. This is day 2. I'll probably post this video within a couple of days of the first one, but just did an oil change on the car. Good Lord Almighty, your boy needs some chapstick. If you guys are curious what I run, so my engine builder told me 530 is a good weight, and I have always had good luck with Mobile 1 / Motorcraft stuff, but I decided to get the triple action formula, advanced full synthetic. There you guys go. That's the old oil, and I don't have a light, but obviously, guys, I mean, this is, perfectly clean. Just a little dark, but perfectly clean. Thank God. After all the BS that I've dealt with the last couple of years, thank you, Jesus, for the car, my new car. God is good. I'm so blessed, even with this whole build process and everything I've had to endure and get this thing done. I'm just so glad that now it's finally finished. We can make content, enjoy the car. I just let it run for a few seconds. I put about 6.5 in. That's the rest of it. Gonna measure it, make sure we're all good at 7 quarts. And I'll tell you guys what we're gonna be doing. Boys, we are full on oil, full on coolant. Oil on the Supercharger is right where it's supposed to be at. Clean. Methanol is full in the tank, or the tank in the back of the trunk. And full on E85 gas. So I think all the fluids are covered. And I just wanted to say that I'm going to make another video. Got a little stuff on me. Anywho, on my build, I opt for the 3-core brand new aluminum radiator from SVE. It's a really nice piece. That should help with the coolant temps tremendously. And I also have a head cooling mod in the back that wraps the 2 cylinders together. Obviously, I'm using high quality oil, full synthetic 530. It says it's got a triple action formula, which I'll take it. Make sure you always stay on top of your fluids. Be overly cautious. This is a high performance car. If you guys ever want to go down this road, these blowers, y'all know how they are. So make sure you always keep on top of your oil. Obviously, don't overfill it, but make sure it's clean and where it's supposed to be at. Make sure your coolant is obviously topped off. I have a little trick for this too. Went down to AutoZone, picked me up a bottle of this Rizlone Hypercool Super Coolant. This is what it's supposed to say. What I was really curious about and excited is the fact that it says this right here. Up towards 75 degrees lower cylinder head temp. That is crucial. So obviously for our cars, guys, 4.6 Cobras, basically just use the whole bottle. You got to use the whole bottle. I already looked it up, but here you go. Like I said, I'm doing the methanol in the back to help with cooling. I'm going to add this into the cooling system as well. Having a very healthy cooling system, obviously very critical. But make sure all your fluids are good and everything. I'll go more in depth in a different video, but anyway, $10, totally worth getting. What's up, guys? Finally back in the car. Hopefully that cold start was... Oh, just got a text. Got a text from Andrew. So hopefully we can do a... He wants to check out the temps on this thing, so might be able to do a pull on camera. Not sure yet, but we will see. Sorry guys, I know my camera work is really atrocious right now. I don't know where all my stuff is. I was able to find my GoPro, the one you're on right now, so that's good. But my mounts, I don't know. The mount I'm using is for one that sticks to outside the car, so gotta do what you gotta do, right? But yeah, anyway, gonna head to a spot, talk to you guys. I figured when I showed you all the stuff that I'm using right now, I figured I'd try and go on some tips. It's a really cold day out, so you know this Kitty Bell is really liking it. I love how that just builds up, dude. It sounds so good. Wow. Barely even got on it at all. You could just tell the car just wants to move. What's great about this Kitty Bell, let me try to roll my window up. So, I've always driven this particular car really easy, and I've had my fair share with it, don't get me wrong. I've gotten on it quite a few times. But driving how I used to do, when the car was just stock and just wanted to take care of it, when it was pretty old and everything like that, the car still drives very normal, which is another thing that I wanted. You can definitely still hear something spinning up front, but only when you're really in the gas, or when you start giving it some gas, is when you tell that you got something and that it wants to move. So if anybody was kind of concerned about the drivability of the car, if they were worried that this thing would be kind of a handful, if you will, compared to stock, no. And as another tidbit, my gear ratio in the back of the car, I'm running a 355. That's the gear my dad's always had in this car. I'm kind of thinking about stepping it up a little shorter, maybe to a 73, but 355 with the T45 transmission gearing, and then coupled with this positive displacement blower, honestly, it's kind of a perfect package, because second and third's always the money gears in these cars, and second is a lot of fun. Woo. Oh. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the camera. I've got the I got a POV forward-facing mount, if you will. It's actually just the mouthpiece you keep in your mouth, but that gives you kind of like the perfect eyesight of where I am. So I want to pull over, get my GoPro off, set everything up, and try to drive the car for a couple miles to my spot and see how you guys kind of think about the whole driving aspect. And if you guys like POV driving, like me driving this Cobra, drop a comment down below and I'll try to do more of those. But I'll ask you guys for an opinion at the end of the video, because I kind of want to change up the channel, I think in a positive, better way for everybody. All right, guys, I got the GoPro on the mouthpiece here, so I just want to say I have the plastic cover. I just haven't put it on yet. I have to tighten this up. I forgot to do that, and I think that's it. The rest of the car is just kind of filthy, so just don't mind all that. I promise I will get everything taken care of if your OCD is going nuts like mine is. But anyway, let's go to the spot. I still got to get a throttle cable, by the way. See how it's still sticking? I'm not even touching the gas, so working on getting that fixed, but just small stuff. Boys, I'm just cruising in 4th gear at like 2021 2000 RPM, so let's just give it a little slow gas and see how she feels. I'm gonna go up over this hill. Yeah, she moves a lot better at low RPM, that's for sure. All right, guys, so hopefully you enjoy the little B-rolls. I got a new device I've been using. It's my first time really even actually being able to use it, so I got some things to probably tweak, but you know, work in progress. That's what this whole channel is, really. You guys have stuck around, most of you, since the beginning, so I appreciate that. But anyway, so this video, I kind of wanted to talk about the Supercharger and kind of just the tips and tricks that I think will probably help you guys if you ever want to make this decision and get this for your 96 and 98 Cobra. So like I said at the beginning, make sure all of your fluids are in check and make sure that they're topped off and full, clean. Just make sure that they're 100% spotless and ready to roll. Now, when it comes to combating the heat from this sucker, there's really three things that I did to kind of help with this. Number one is the aftermarket radiator. This is brand new. This has maybe 1,000 miles on it, just taking a guess, maybe 1,100. It's an SVE all aluminum radiator. Really worth doing, especially if you live somewhere it's really hot, because of obvious reasons if you want to go this route, or just in general. It's a really good upgrade. Our radiators are very thin and old, so kind of just a good upgrade to do anyway. Number two is head cooling mod in the back, and I'll show you guys a picture of what I'm talking about. Me and Dad did this on his 2003 SVT Cobra. I'll put a picture here of the old Cobra. And here's why you guys need to get a head cooling mod. So if you guys are never aware, or probably most of you are, the Terminator Cobra stock, just without the head cooling mod, those cars would have every so often heating problems and would burn out or melt pistons in 7 and 8. And let me show you where 7 and 8 are. Cylinders 5 through 8 is on the driver's side bank. 7 and 8 are the last two in the back. So why do those cars fail? Why do those pistons fail? From heat, even though that's an air-to-water intercooler setup, because people stay in gear way too long, and 4th, 5th gear, even 6th gear pulls. Sometimes they want to get crazy, do highway pulls. 7 and 8 cylinders, on average, are about 70 degrees hotter than the rest of the cylinders, rest of the pistons. That is a big problem. Not only is a Terminator Cobra better engineered from the factory with the air-to-water intercooler setup, it's got the heat, it's got the intercooler bricks, got a heat exchanger, has the pump, has everything to make it, be just fine in all climate conditions. That sucker gets hot. So obviously, if you're gonna go this route with a non-intercooled setup like I'm doing, you at least need to just do a little bit of some insurance and have all the cylinders operating at the same temperature efficiently. The kit that I have is the MMR head cooling mod, which is very simplistic. There's two plugs, two freeze plugs in the back of the heads. Pop those out, and it's 2 billet flanges. Pop those in. It's got 2 gaskets. I'd put RTV on those on top of that just to be safe. It's got 1 line that connects from that head to that head. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty simplistic. It just routes, like I said, all the coolant just goes like this. Well, however way it goes in the car, but you know what I'm saying, it all flows together. They're not expensive. I got a brand new one on eBay for like $100 during the build, so totally worth the investment. Now, the other couple things I want to mention is, yes, I am running methanol. That's really the biggest saving grace with this whole thing, because I was able to make the 430 wheel horsepower basically due to that methanol system, because Andrew did 6 or 7 pulls on this car back. I mean, he let the car, he turned the car off, let it cool down a little bit, do another roll. But my point being is that car went to some serious stress and heat. So 4th gear pulls a lot. I mean, that's a serious setup. So I would highly recommend, if you guys ever go a non-intercooled Kenny Bell with the B heads, you have to get the methanol. I honestly don't see it any other way unless you're just going to be okay with the stock 6 pounds and be okay with the 100 horsepower that it gives you only and just live with it. Now, obviously, with this Kenny Bell, obviously detonation will be a problem, especially with my high compression motor. Even if you're stock, I mean, you would probably be okay with 93. Depends probably on your driving style and the high quality of the octane, of the gas, high quality of the gas. Honestly, I'm full E85 now, and even though I don't live anywhere where there's E85 close by, I'd have to stock up and everything. But like I said, this is like a fully committed setup here. Okay, so if you guys want this Kenny Bell, if you don't want to be disappointed or whatever with the power gains on a completely stock motor, stock fuel setup, all that stuff, I would just say get some E85 to help combat the detonation. My car was fine, especially with the methanol and everything. Andrew was looking at everything in the tune, the logs, everything was good to roll, smooth. Car drives great right now. Really don't see how, at least not having a flex fuel system set up for this, I don't see how you get it without it. So I would probably invest in going E85 with this. And I also have a slight coolant additive in the cooling system, like I talked about before, to kind of help the cylinder head temperatures a little bit, to help with the combustion chambers slightly a little bit better. It says up to a 30-degree coolant temp reduction. You guys know how most people claim stuff, engineers, all that kind of thing. So all I know is it was very cheap at AutoZone. It was $10, and it says it claims up to 75 degrees in cylinder head temperature reduction. So regardless, you're going to lose a little bit of some heat using a slight coolant additive from the store. Now, just to keep this in mind, guys, E85 methanol system, 12 pounds of boost right now, 11-to-1 high compression. But like I said, meth, E85, I got a better radiator, head cooling mod, a coolant additive, just a couple of things to kind of help any way I can with this thing. And obviously the biggest thing is going to be how you drive the car. So if you guys are like me, which it seems like mostly everybody is, and I honestly appreciate that. This whole channel is just supposed to be like a big community for us SN95 guys. And just all y'all are cool as hell, so I appreciate all the love and support with the car and me and everything like that. But I'm trying to hook you guys up and give you guys some real world, just how it is with this B-head setup without the intercooler. Man, that coolant additive, I'm telling you, you guys are gonna have to really just be careful on how you drive the car and pick your times of when you drive it. If you're a stock motor car or if you're a built motor car. Obviously, I forgot to mention, having a forged bottom end, the pistons can kind of take a little bit more abuse. So that's kind of a cool, little thing there. But with the stock motor, you guys know how pencil thin those rods are. And my God, seeing the rods in my own hand, seeing how thin they are is pretty insane. The fact that you can run 6 pounds on a positive displacement like this and it's supposed to be perfectly fine, I mean, that's pretty cool. But I really think it depends. I think it just depends on who owns the car. If you're like me, if you like to baby the car, you pick your moments when you want to race, you genuinely just enjoy how the car drives, you drive the car how you want, you drive it where you want, let no one try to peer pressure you into racing, trying to screw your stuff up, anything like that. You just want to take the build as your own and own it. I think you'd be just fine. I really think you'd be just fine. If you're somebody that likes to do the 7,000 RPM cold starts and you think this thing's gonna get you 9 seconds to the quarter mile, you got to get every inch of the car out of it. Then you're gonna blow that T45. Then you're gonna put the car in jack stands and let it sit for 2, 3, 4 years. But you're gonna say, drive the car how it's meant to be driven, and then you're $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 down the drain trying to just fix a car. No, don't buy this blower. Just get the centrifugal and live with the high RPM that you want. Don't get this. And then the last thing I'll just kind of point out, is kind of just how the car drives right now compared to stock. I know I've kind of dabbled on it a little bit. I got on it a little bit for you guys on camera. I still haven't given this thing a full pull yet, like at all. Like, so if it looks kind of sick on camera on those pulls that I did, then that's awesome, because I haven't given this thing like anything at all. It drives completely different now. I'm really, really glad that I stuck with my guns and decided to get this. This is the blower that I always wanted for the car. Before I did the built motor, before it was hurt, before any of that, I always thought the car would have the stock manifolds and it'd be a completely stock car. And I always wanted to get the Kenny Bell and just live with the 6 pounds myself, because I knew how I would take care of the car and the car would have been just fine. But, man, seeing this all come through now and driving it, this makes this SN95 a hell of a lot of fun, man. The car definitely feels like it's got nuts. If you guys own a 96 and 98 Cobra, you know what I'm talking about. You guys know the torque is just very lackluster on these things. These cars will take care of you. They're reliable. They sound amazing. They have really great potential. Good bones to start with already. You guys already know how I feel about these cars, but just when it comes to just the torque, it ain't got nothing. You really just only have to, you got to put gears in the back to even kind of compensate. You don't now. That 3,600, that 1,000 to 3,000, the car feels so much more fun. Even just driving it normal, it's so different in a better way. Can't wait to rip on it for you guys and just see how it runs with 430 horsepower at the tires. Oh, that's one more thing I want to point out real quick to all these people out here that want to hate about my setup. This is what I wanted. I don't care what the haters think. I don't care if people think that I'm stupid for buying a non-intercooled setup. I know how I drive. I know who I am. I know how I feel about my personal vehicle. This is not a drag racing car. I do not have the money to build everything and take it to the track, or spend another $5,000 to $10,000 in R&D, and I'm just throwing a number out there, to make an intercooler for this thing. I am going to do some research though, and if anybody out there wants to hook me up and collab in the future and hook me up to see if these B-heads can perform with an intercooled setup, one deal, please reach out to me, because I want to make some serious content with this and grow this year so bad. So anyway, listen, it's fun. The car's fun now. It's fun. That's all I cared about, was driving a car that made me feel good. I don't care about winning a race. I'll win a couple here and there. I'll lose most. That's fine. It makes modern power now. It's really all I asked for. This is almost a 30-year-old Mustang. It's got a new ECU in it now. It's got some new bells and whistles to kind of keep up and just take care of that blower. So that's it, man. I'm here for the ride. And another thing is, down the road, if I ever wanted to contemplate selling this thing, I could. My motor's already built. I can make more power in the future if I want. I got all kind of the check marks done and set up. So yeah, guys, I mean, overall, this blower I think will suit most of you if you guys are like me. Like I said, if you guys demand every performance aspect of the car, and it's got to be perfect, and it's got to just perform like the bee's knees, I would get something else. So with that being said, I hope you guys liked the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let's make this community grow with these cars. I'm all about trying to grow and hang out and build a community with you guys. And I do want to say one more thing about the channel at the end here. I'm kind of thinking about doing like a vlog style thing. We're kind of like how Derek Barron does and all these other guys, because I just feel like I kind of just want to be myself and just film a lot more and be goofy and, just be myself. And I love working out. And I was really fat a few years ago. You guys have probably seen that. I really got in better shape and kicked my butt into gear, and kind of just want to help others. I'm not a trainer or influencer by any means, but I think just showing you guys progress. I mean, you guys stuck around for this, so, why not? So anyway, if you guys want me to give that a shot, comment down below what you think. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.